Redditorious presents Men of Reddit. When was the last time you've cried and why? Yesterday. Grief. Wife died 8 months ago. She was the love of my life and my best friend. Sorry to hear this, buddy. I've been in your spot. Believe me, it gets better eventually. Don't let anyone tell you how or when to heal. Just do it in your own way. But make sure you are headed toward healing. Losing my wife taught me that life is short, and there are things to enjoy and appreciate all around us. A couple days ago in the shower, the song "You Can Let Go Now Daddy" came on. My grandpa had an aneurysm blow and my mom sang that song to him when they unplugged the machines. It'll always make me cry. When was the last time I cried? Right now. Tears rolling down my face after reading this. Holy crap. Woke up at 4 AM after dreaming my dad told me he has days to live, then realized he is actually dead. I have those dreams about my nan and my granddad. They suck so bad. The realization when you wake is just such a gut punch. It really is. I was wailing. Haven't cried that hard in a very long time. Walking into rehab when almost no one knew I was going. 60 days later I'm sober as hell and going to be a sober dad. I felt this one. Only some of my family knew. I just disappeared from work. Don't even recall how that part was arranged. Congratulations on 60 days. That's a big deal. This internet stranger is super proud of you. My friend and gym partner killed himself on November 5th and I didn't know for a whole week. I was texting him daily things like, "Hey man, where are you at? Are we lifting today? Did I do something wrong? Why aren't you replying? Hey man, if you don't respond to this message I'm calling the police for a welfare check." And then a friend found the GoFundMe on Facebook. I cried so hard and loud that I heard my roommate approach my door to knock. He heard me through the door and did a quick about face to retreat back to his room. Today someone approached me in the gym saying, "Hey man, do you know what happened to Run? He was in my class and just stopped showing up one day last semester," and I went full deer in the headlights before straightforwardly answering he killed himself, then returning to my workout to avoid the emotions and awkwardness. I started drinking at 8 AM today, so I got that going for me. Hey guys, I appreciate the concern and I assure you I am nothing but an alcoholic. Just had a moment of shock. I'm going to take a nap, take the dog for a long walk, then get back to it as I usually do. Once again I appreciate those who reached out, but I'm going to be fine. I'm so sorry you lost your friend. Your last sentence worries me. When my dad died I started drinking like that and spiraled into a dark place for years. Please be kind to yourself and take care of yourself. It may mean seeing a professional who can guide you in your grief. Last year on my birthday, because I made it this far and some of my friends did not, we're happy you're here. Months ago when my best friend was found dead in his car after a week-long search for him, turned out he killed himself. I lost a friend last year. I really do understand it's a pain like no other. Every time I consider suicide I cry thinking about him and remember the pain it caused for all of my friends. About 5 minutes ago, one of my nephews is currently in surgery for something his doctors have never seen in a kid his age before. I just got news from my sister that best case scenario has happened, and they were able to take care of things. He should be out of the OR in half the time as was expected. So, yeah, crying in relief at my desk at work. Going up to see him in a couple days. It's hard to explain what it means to have kids like him in your life. Edit. I just found out that he is out of surgery and everything was successful. Huge weight off my mind. I'm so glad for you and your family. This last weekend, after a night of drinks, a very good friend of mine and I were ending the night at her apartment. We had been chatting for a bit when at one point, she redirected the conversation and began to beam about how she's proud of the man I've become. She talked about my character, how I treat people, and my habits. She told me there are things I do that she admires, things that I've been doing for years, and that I thought no one noticed. It was a very tender moment and I couldn't help tearing up. I've never had a friend or loved one, other than a relative, say such beautiful things about me. Bless her soul. I don't know what I would do without her. To say that she's an amazing person wouldn't be enough. Edit. Hey everyone. Really appreciate all the love this post is getting. I'm currently at work and don't have the time to respond to everyone's messages. I'm planning on coming back to this comment once I have some more time. She loves you. Whether romantically or platonically, she admires, respects and loves you. Never let her go. As someone who just found this kind of platonic love a few days ago, I can agree it's something I never want to let go of, now that I know of it. It's been a wild start to the year. Last week at our first ultrasound, wife and I have had 2 miscarriages and we had an appointment and saw the heartbeat. This little peanut has stuck around the longest so far. Fingers crossed. May the pregnancy be smooth, healthy and uneventful. I cried last night. About 2 years ago my dad received a Parkinson's diagnosis, and he is not responding well to treatment, and doesn't take care of himself. I started writing about him, what our relationship was and what it could have been, and sobbed a lot. I can't say I've cried recently, but I write every day. Been doing it for years, and I have to say, it's the single most meditative process I do. It's almost pharmaceutically therapeutic to write things down and reflect on the words instead of abstract ideas in your head. Granted, I've never gone what you're going through, but writing daily has certainly helped me get through issues and problems, and it's even shed light, sometimes, giving me answers. Writing distills, crystallizes, and clarifies thought and helps break the whole into parts. It takes practice, but I'd recommend it to everyone. Hell, even some of the most badass men in history have had diaries. Theodore Roosevelt, Shackleton, Muir, etc. This morning, we lost a son who was born at 20 weeks a few weeks ago. He lived for 2 hours and died in my arms. Every time I close my eyes I see him. I know it'll get better in time, but for now it's rough. Took a small getaway trip, about 8-hour drive few weeks back due to stress. I played all of the songs I shouldn't play on the drive up and let myself unwind in the car and get all of that stuff out. Job stress, feelings toward my ex, the whole gamut. Did me well. Sometimes you just need to cry and let your emotions out. I have a YouTube playlist of some of the saddest movie TV moments for whenever I'm in that place. Then a playlist of the happiest moments to bring back up again afterwards. It was over the weekend. I was reaching out to a few different friends to see what they're up to, but everyone else had pre-existing plans. It hit me hard when I realized that I'm always making an effort to reach out, but I don't get the same in return. I do a lot of the work, and when I try to make plans, there's always something that comes up or they're too busy. Started to happen to me over the last 3 months. Now I'm just trying to be happy with myself and learn to be more lonely because I still can't understand what is going on. I always gave my best to make my friends enjoy being with me and make them happy, but I guess they just don't care about me. I was tucking in my 7-year-old daughter a couple of months ago, and she told me that she was worried about me dying before her. I'm only 42 and healthy, so I had a conversation about how old I am likely to live and that she will be an adult when I die. Then she said, but when you do die, will you help me? Because I need you so much, and I lost it. Now I'm crying. When my father was so grumpy he kept on shouting at my mom that she ran out of the house with her keys. I joined her a little later outside and sat with her till she went home and then went to my GF and cried on her shoulders. Hope you are doing better, man. My daughter was born the start of last year. Think I must have cried for a solid hour. Get ready, man. I teared up last year when my son was born. Not a full-on cry, but unexpected emotions. Last night I was feeding my now 10-month-old, and he was in turn feeding my old Doberman, and it just hit me like a wave. Everything was perfect in that moment. My wife started crying because she had never seen me cry. Then my kid started laughing hysterically and my dog barked so loud that he forced a fart out. A perfect moment. Like and subscribe to Redditorious.